Hello and welcome to match number 31 of the Indian Women's League. It's officially the start of phase 2 and we're live from the East Bengal ground for Gokulam Kerala versus Sesa Football Academy. An early kickoff for these two sides. As we take a look at the warm-ups, and we'll be giving you team news shortly as well. But Gokulam Kerala coming into this one closer to the bottom than the top of the table, which they'd want to change in this second phase. Sixth at the moment with just the one win, 4 draws, 2 losses, and only 7 points on the board. As compared to their opponent, Sesa, who are struggling a little bit more as we take a look at the lineups. Head coach Raman Vijayan, and they've got Roja, Menaka, Sorel, Phoebe, Shubhangi, Muskan, Melody, Remy, Priyadarshini, Tirtha, and Umeje, the captain from Nigeria, playing a 4-1-4-1 by the looks of it. And lots of options on the bench as well. And then Sesa Football Academy, who are, as I said, at the bottom of the table, haven't won a game so far, just the one draw, which did come against Gokulam Kerala. And a goal difference of minus 24, so they really need to pick up their socks in this second phase and try to get a few points. They're 5 points away from Kickstart, who are on 6th, who are second last in the table. So Coach Araho has set up this starting 11 with Seema, Simran, Anilia, Janvi, Amita from Kenya, Lakshmi Priya, Sangeeta, the goalkeeper from Bhutan, Jivanti, Amruta, Payal, and Maureen Acheng, the other foreigner from Kenya. Three to 4-1 by the looks of it is what they're starting off with. So everybody up nice and early this morning at the East Bengal ground. Lots of action coming for you in the Indian Women's League. Phase 1 saw East Bengal dominating, and it's their home ground which is hosting a few of the fixtures in Phase 2, a majority of the fixtures actually. And Gokulam Kerala in their maroon and white, while Sesa in their full blue take the pitch. So this is a really big game for two teams who have been struggling. But luckily, there's a whole second phase to go. 7 more matches. Quick team picture, all smiles. Of course, they'll be really happy to get back to action. And speaking about the only point that Sesa picked up, which was a draw, and it was a 0-0 draw versus Gokulam Kerala. It was a Sesa home game. Always a sense of positivity when you come back after a bit of a break. And you can sense that sort of feeling around both the teams. So they're the two skippers. Emueje, the Nigerian, and Simran for Sesa. So they're the referees for this morning. Mahi Turu, assisted by Sujata Palit and Moni Khilari, and Snigdha Mondal, fourth official. Beautiful weather for a morning fixture here at Kolkata, an East Bengal ground in the middle of the Kolkata Maidan. Has been raining quite a bit overnight in Kolkata, so slightly cooler than usual, but by the afternoon the heat might just set in.
Hey!
So a couple of games this morning at 9 a.m. This one, and then at the AIFF National Centre of Excellence in Kolkata, Nita Football Academy taking on Kickstart FC. Then East Bengal take on Sethu here at 3, and Sri Bhumi take on Garhwal United again in the Centre of Excellence at 3 p.m. So 4 matches today.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment
as we prepare for the
let the
countdown.
Begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go, right on cue. Time for phase 2 for Gokulam Kerala and Sesa Football Academy as they kick us off this morning at East Bengal ground. And time for them to get a little better in terms of form, as Gokulam Kerala come into this one just a 1 win. Only 2 losses as well, but 4 draws. One of them coming against Sesa. And this is their only point in the campaign so far. Sesa's. That's a ball over the top, collected by the keeper. Sangeeta coming up and claiming. Very well cleared away. And it'll give Sesa a slight bit of confidence that they can start phase 2 against a team which they got their only point against. But conceding way too many goals in that first phase. That's good work from Sorel from Cameroon. And the foreign players, of course, leading the charge for many of the teams physically. But the Indian women have been doing a great job in terms of course, being the core of every squad. Wanting a foul there. Emueje not getting it. Of course, it's about finding the balance between and the understanding between the foreigners and the Indian players. Like any league, even in the ISL or IFL for that matter. And a big break in the IWL. So a chance to just get back accustomed with your teammates, with the conditions, and hopefully come back with a better phase 2. Throw in by Remy. And Sesa can break here. Play towards the left hand side. Doesn't work out this time. Gokulam Kerala like to spread the ball away. Superb work. Priyadarshini is very skillful, as you can see there. Couple of Cruyff turns, if you like. Keeping possession, maybe a chance to cross it into the area. Just the one player in the area will be kept alive. That's good pace from Assam Roja Devi. Chance to cross now. That's better. Almost falls towards MUAJ. This is good energy from Gokulam Kerala. Priyadarshini goes for the shot. Could have fed it towards MUAJ, who was waiting for it. Bit of a slip there from Sorel. And now Sesa trying to cover the ground with a bit of individual runners. That was awkward by Lakshmi Priya, but she did well to at least contest a ball which seemed to have got away from her. Nice spread of play. Remy gets it back from Menaka. Would have been a really good move. And good switch of play. Under the pump already. Here Sesa, they can see that Gokulam Kerala just a tad quicker to everything. Switch of play from Phoebe. Menaka. And cleared away again. Well, you feel for Sesa because they were defending the majority of phase 1. Tirtha. You see a lot of the centre backs just holding on to possession, trying to progress play whenever they can. Dinked over the top for Assam Roja Devi. That's a decent cross, brilliantly collected by Sangeeta. Slightly away from her, claimed it really well. Just outside that 6-yard area. It's not easy to claim those ones, and firstly go for it, and secondly keep a hold of it. Almost fell there towards MUAJ. And you can hear the coach shouting that you've got to wait. You've got to hold on to the ball. That's what Sesa need for a bit now. Need to settle down in possession. And the transitions need to be a little quicker. When they do get the ball, it takes a long time for anybody to come out. That's the claim from Sangeeta. Here's Priyadarshini. All the way back here. That's a shot from distance. Phoebe trying her luck. Might be a busy afternoon for Sangeeta, as she would expect. Smash long. Another ball into the box and headed away from Sima Kispota. It's time for a cross. Time for the first corner of the game for Gokulam Kerala. Minaka takes it, looking for the flick on. Did come off a maroon shirt. And Lakshmi Priya smashes it, but not really into the space for Maureen. And another ball towards Maureen, but not close enough to her. In fact, that one was towards Bertha Amita, who is also very talented and carries the ball upfield pretty well. But they need to get them more involved, that's for sure. So on the other hand, Nita FA and Kickstart FC are playing. Another ball over the top. This could be the chance. I think it was handball. MUH getting in good position so far. There she is again. This time Priyadarshini will pick it up. And that's a poor ball from Shubhangi. Nobody making the run in, so no point chipping it there. Here's Asam Roja. Does well to keep it in, actually. Turns away. And first touch of the game for the keeper, Kesham Melody Chanu. So 12 minutes in, it's still 0-0 between Gokulam Kerala and Sesa Football Academy. Now Sesa with a chance to break. We'd like them to keep possession for a little while rather than just trying to break for any and everything that goes out of play. This is better from Sesa, just keeping Gokulam Kerala away from their goal for a while. Can't be defending for 90 minutes, that's for sure. although that has been the case for many of their games over the League One phase one rather, of the league. Looking for that ball into space, not really finding it. So Gokulam Kerala started their campaign in December, as did all of the other teams. That's a nice run by Remy Thokchom. And a good spin again from MUAJ, who needs to get into the box now. Asem Roja goes for the cross. She'll pick it up again. Second ball in. MUAJ went for it on the edge of the area. The shot was a feeble one. Shubhangi just trying to get any sort of touch on it rather than shooting it, rather than putting the laces through it. So as I was saying, Gokulam Kerala started off with a 1-1 draw versus Nita FA. Then they lost 4-0 to Shribhumi, which really took the sting out of any sort of momentum in the campaign early on. Then a 1-1 draw to Sethu. That should be a foul by Seema Kispota, bringing down Priyadarshini, who's been really impressive on the wing. Then finally, in the fourth game of the season, Gokulam Kerala got their first win, a 1-0 victory over Kickstart. But after that, no wins for them. But a chance now to try and get the lead versus Sesa. Manaka plays it. Not the best of deliveries towards that first post area. So in the last three games was a 1-1 draw versus Garhwal United, 0-0 versus Sesa, and then 3-0 loss to East Bengal. Muskan Subba tried to go through. She's probably hurt herself there. Stays down for the time being, but it's all good. Good work there from Tirtha, the right back. So Sesa Football Academy, Gavin Araho is the coach. Sitting on, watching on with the rest of the staff, and will be a bit more composed now that they've gone 16-17 minutes without conceding any clear-cut chances actually. But Sesa, as I said, have had a poor campaign so far. Looking to clear it there. Only as far as another maroon shirt. Ball comes in. Header from Priyadarshini. Was always going to be tough. But they're getting closer now. Gokulam Kerala with the chances they're creating. That's a decent delivery. So Sesa also started their campaign in December, of course. 3-1 loss to Garhwal. Then a 6-1 loss to Nita FA. 1-0 loss to Shribhumi, which was slightly more positive because it was just the one goal. But then they got smashed by East Bengal 9-0. and smashed away. Trying to shoot from quite a distance because the Sesa side is just keeping them away from this penalty area that is so far owned by Sangeeta. Again, played into space, but not really holding onto the shoulder of the last defender. That's a nice ball away from Melody. Menaka loses possession, and now Sesa could have a chance. This is more like it. That'll be a foul. Early challenge from Menaka. And not required. There were two players just beside her as Bertha Omita tried to carry, and finally Sesa could have a chance now thanks to a set piece opportunity. Melody making sure everybody's in the right place. It looks like Jivanti will take it. Puts the ball into a decent area, looking for that header. And now on the overlap, that's good defensive work. Once again, Shubhangi, this time putting in the shift defensively. She's the left back, but we have seen her mostly in the offensive sense of things. There was a decent run from Jivanti, but just played it off her. But that will be giving Sesa a bit more confidence moving forward whenever they can. Poor ball, not into space as requested by the striker. Bertha gets another challenge. This time she won't get the free kick. She stays down. Asam Roja plays it into the space. MUAJ. Another cross comes in. Just about headed away. They still wanted that foul. And it looks like Bertha still stayed down by the looks of it. But Gokulam Kerala have continued. That's a decent turn. MUAJ tries to play towards Priyadarshini. Good defending from Sesa. And now the play has stopped. So a few complaints from the coach because felt that they didn't get the ball in that challenge, but not deemed a foul by the ref, who's kept the game flowing pretty well so far. So every time Sesa get the ball, coach just wants them to hold on for a bit, but they're rushing it. It's quite audible on the mics on the ground. Looking for a cut back here. MUAJ drops a bit. Menaka is there, but she goes for the cross. Doesn't really work, and now Sesa again lose possession. Two Gokulam players go for the ball. Somehow they win it. Muskan Subba plays it through. Decent ball for Priyadarshini, who has MUAJ there. She plays it, but only as far as Sangeeta. This was the cross. So halfway through the first half and it's still 0-0. So as I was saying about Sesa's first phase, it was a really bad last game of the year for them because on the 30th of December 2025 they lost 9-0 to East Bengal. That was something. Then they lost 5-0 to Sethu. Then they got it back a bit with a 0-0 draw versus Gokulam, Kerala. We'll come back to that. Here is Maureen. Plays it to Lakshmi Priya, who does well to hold on to possession. That is another forced ball. Headed back towards Melody. Awkward bounce, but she collects. And the last game of phase 1, which is back in January, that is. Sesa lost 3-1 to kickstart. So still looking for their first win of the campaign. Priyadashini, nice back heel. Muskan getting more involved in the game. Outstep pass towards her skipper. But Emueje couldn't get there quick enough. Bertha does really well to turn. Needs somebody to come towards the left-hand side. She's doing this all alone. And then after all that, an aimless ball forward. So what was the point there? As you can see, Bertha quite annoyed. With flaring arms in the air. There was no point of holding the ball so long if you're just going to boot it upfield. Lots of different leagues taking place, of course, in the Indian football calendar. Pretty busy right now. But the Indian Women's League, great to have it back. Some really exciting fixtures coming up. But the big question is, can East Bengal make it an back-to-back titles? So far so good for them. 7 wins out of 7. They'll be in action this afternoon again. And contrasting stuff, of course, between East Bengal and Sesa. East Bengal 7 wins out of 7, goal difference of plus 26. Sesa 6 losses out of 7, goal difference of minus 24 coming into this one. 21 points for East Bengal, 1 for Sesa. Of course, you will get that between the top and the bottom. But it's in between these two teams where all the other teams are fighting. Sethu are looking to give East Bengal a bit of a title challenge. And they can do that today. They are the closest to East Bengal. But Sesa would like to get some points on the board and try and get closer to Kickstart, who are on 6 points. The mid-table with Sribhumi in 4th, Garhwal in 5th and Gokulam Kerala in 6th. There are 9, 7 and 7 points respectively. You could see a few shifts in that part of the table, and of course, if they keep doing well, then they can also overhaul the likes of Nita AIFF, who are on 13 points in 3rd position. Another ball played to the center. Muskan does well. And now it could fall towards MUAJ after the shot was taken by Shubhangi. And that'll be a corner eventually. I think it came off the skipper Simran. Approaching the half-hour mark. Corner for Gokulam Kerala. Menaka puts it in. A bit of a spill from the keeper, but second time of asking. Sangeeta does well. But anything near her, she claims pretty easily. Even if it was on the second claim, but at least she went there early. And was not afraid to pick up that bouncing ball. Time for a bit of a breather. A water break. So it's not as hot and humid as it usually is. Will be a bit of humidity as it is in Kolkata all the time. But it has been raining overnight. That has cooled things down. Now the sun should be coming up, especially in the afternoon game. So for a second, the coaches and the players getting pretty comfortable on the sidelines until they were reminded by the refs that it's time to get back. It's only a 1 minute break. Of course, you have to be very specific about it. So action resumes. It's still 0-0 between Gokulam Kerala and Sesa Football Academy. MUAJ almost getting the better of the defender, but they've kept her quiet for the time being at least. Call is rotate from the coach, but he's not being listened to as much because they just played that long ball. This is more like it from them. Seema. Shubhangi couldn't get that under control. I think that was good inside from the coach because saying don't get scared of playing the smaller passes. If somebody's coming towards you. I think it does come from the fact that they've conceded so many goals in that first phase. They just want to play it away, get it up the field as much as they can. But they're playing a lot better today. And they're playing against a side, as I said, who they have drawn with in the past. So you've got to take confidence from those situations. Priyadarshini with the chase. Keeper comes for it. And Seema just allowed Priyadarshini to run through, and a bit of a clash between her and Sangeeta, who looks to have come off worse in that collision. Ui, I think that was a knee to the head. That wasn't the best of defending. She covered the line and then just left it. You've got to cover the line and leave it for your keeper, but still protect your keeper from the on-rushing defender. They've called for the stretcher, not sure why, because keeper has to stay on. There you go, that was a bad one. So if they're going to be making the change, then she's going to have to go off. I think she might have to. Has been opened up there. So this is unfortunate for Sangeeta because she was playing so well. And they've got Akila on the bench, and this is a big problem for Sesa Football Academy. And because it is a head injury, of course, a concussion protocol will be followed and might require a few stitches as well. So we send our wishes to Sangeeta. That's a bad one to take for Sesa because she was a rock at the back. And good to see a few people coming in and watching the games. And now this could change the momentum. Raman Vijayan, coach pretty calm on the sidelines. Of course, former champions of the Indian Women's League, Gokulam Kerala. They had that phase where they were absolutely untouchable on the title in 20, 22 and 23. Gavin Elias Araho, coach for Sesa, has been guiding his players throughout this first half. And Gokulam Kerala also did really well in the AFC Women's Club Championship back in 2021. Came third. Big stoppage here as Akila will be getting ready. This is how it happened. See both the defenders go for it and then just leave it. And Priyadarshini could have got a touch towards goal. Unfortunately, she got a knee to the head of Sangeeta. In fact, sorry, there are two goalkeepers on the bench now that I see the team sheet. Anshika and Akila. So not sure which one of them will be coming on. Oh, so it looks like Sangeeta is going to be coming back on. That's what they were waiting for. A few stitches and she's going to be back. Hopefully the concussion protocol has gone through. Of course, she won't be allowed if she's not past that. It's a good job by the medical team as well to stitch her up. And she's good to go. So the referee, of course, just allowing the stitches to be made. If it was an outfield player, they would have continued the game and played with 10, and they would have come back on. This is brave stuff from Sangeeta. You've got to hand it to her. A bad clash. Going to be having a heavy head, but the positive is that they've got maybe say 10 minutes to go, and then she can rest for 10-15 minutes at halftime. Maybe get something to eat, a bit of sugar, and a bit of energy. So back to action. And this could be something which will motivate Sesa Football Academy, as compared to maybe after they lost their keeper, could have been slightly dampening in terms of the confidence, but they now can keep fighting like warriors, like Sangeeta has shown. But from Gokulam Kerala's point of view, they'll want to test the keeper. Awkward for the defense, and now the shot comes in, blocked. And it falls to Sangeeta, her first touch after that injury. Muskan came into it nicely, but didn't get that shot through the defenders which she was looking for. The communication hasn't been great in the last few minutes from the Sesa defense. A bit of urgency shown now by Gokulam Kerala. That'll be a foul from Minanka, because they can sense that this is where they've got to put a bit of pressure. And Raman Vijayan, the coach of Gokulam Kerala, will know this ground all too well. Hails from Tamil Nadu, but has played for East Bengal in the past, in his playing days. And also for the Indian national side. He's had his managerial stints in the ISL as well, for the likes of Delhi Dynamos and Chennai. That's good from Bertha. Got a runner beyond her. Delayed the pass a little too much before she could play to Maureen. Usually they link up a lot better than that. Ball dinked over the top, kept in. Not to be by Priyadarshini. Slightly away from Priyadarshini. We would expect her to keep that one in. Of course, the coach of Gokulam Kerala, Raman Vijayan, known for his goal scoring prowess, especially in the National Football League days. But he would love to guide his team to a goal here. They would feel like it's about time, but they haven't really got a clear-cut chance yet. I think that shot from Muskan, which was blocked recently, that was the best chance, because it fell to her quite well. But again, that came from a goalkeeping mishap. Sorry, from a defensive mishap. Goalkeeper has been great. Here's MUAJ. Has a chance. Sets it up. Muskan Subba needed to hit the target from that sort of a range. Even if it was across the face of goal. But Muskan has got into really good positions. And MUAJ does really well to set it up there for her. And J looking for that ball, which would have come from Muskan, whose intent is looking good. That's a good 1-2 to get out of a spot of bother from Remy. Muskan turns. MUAJ turns as well. Priyadarshini is through. This is the chance for Gokulam Kerala. Straight towards Sangeeta. What a save from her. Priyadarshini gets it back again. But now there are 4 or 5 Sesa shots. She hit it straight towards Sangeeta. But a great save from the goalkeeper, of course, who must be feeling it after that strike to the head. But MUAJ with a really nice turn. Priyadarshini on her left foot just couldn't find the space either side of Sangeeta, who stands tall and is really brave through the circumstances that we've seen this morning. Played through again. This one should be collected by Sangeeta. So 6 minutes of added time. Which is quite less considering the keeper got stretchered off, got concussion protocol. Here's Priyadarshini, shot again. Sangeeta, what a performance. But Priyadarshini is getting there. She's showing her pace. Here's Muskan, takes a shot herself. Tough to beat. Sangeeta in between the sticks from that distance. So 6 minutes considering she went down, got stretchered off, went through the concussion tests and got stitches. Kudos to the medical staff and kudos to her for coming back so quick, and you can see how important she is to the side. That's why they want her on the field as much as they can, and she's been having a good game. Melody, on the other hand, the other goalkeeper, hasn't had anything to do. Also a good goalkeeper herself. There's MUAJ, who is holding up the play really well, and as I say that, loses possession to Bertha. A bit of a tuck to the jersey in the bargain, and an apology. That's good to see. So it's also 0-0 at the centre of excellence between Nita FA and Kickstart FC. Flicked on, header hasn't gone too far away. Chance to shoot, maybe the shot is taken, but it's wide. But that's the first proper attempt for Sesa Janvi on that occasion. Shubhangi. Good ball towards MUAJ, who's playing really well. Back to goal, goes for a pass. That's a phenomenal ball through. And this is a chance for Gokulam Kerala. Assam Roja scores! What a wonderful piece of play from Gokulam Kerala. The ball from Shubhangi into the centre. MUAJ with the hold up and turn plays it into space for Assam Roja Devi with a fantastic finish to get past Sangeeta, who has been in great form. Very tough to beat her. She came up, got chipped, and Assam Roja with a fantastic finish and a wonderful move from Gokulam Kerala, and that's what it means to them. And after all the efforts of Sangeeta, you've got to feel for her. She concedes, but it's all about MUAJ, the skipper, Her hold up play and the pass over the top. Great run from Assam Roja. Started off with a good ball from Sangeeta. Sorry, Shubhangi. And that was a goal that was well deserved and really well worked. And the three-time IWL champions go ahead just before half-time, which is a big dampener for Gokulam Kerala. Priyadarshini had three chances before this, but it's Assam Roja Devi. And of course, don't want to be critical of Sangeeta. She's been brilliant, but maybe if she held her position and didn't come up, Assam Roja would have had to run towards her and then pick a side, and maybe then the angle would have been closed down. And as a striker, once the keeper comes up, you do have a added option of shooting over her, over them. But nonetheless, a great finish. And from Sangeeta's point of view, she has been coming out well. That one strikes the referee. Oops, a bit of a push from Muskan on Payal. Unnecessary. Rasima. A good refereeing there from Mahitudu. He's also got the likes of Snigdha Mondal, who is the fourth official, very experienced as well. Important from the ref to keep a check on the game. Amruta with the throw, didn't get any purchase on it. She'll get another throw. In fact, it'll be a corner. This is a good chance for Sesa. No, it will be a throw. Looked like it would be a corner for a second. Amruta, chance to cross. After all that, you've got to do better under pressure. So that's the 6 minutes played. We should head into the break now. Dinked over the top. MUAJ, this time a bit of a feeble pass. And this is better from Sesa. They're moving the ball nicely, but the pass was intercepted quite easily eventually. Priyadarshini holds on to it. Shubhangi, whose passing has been good. MUAJ, nice 1-2 there with her and Sorel. Last few seconds. And that is half time. A half where both teams were pretty solid, but eventually Gokulam Kerala's quality shining through. But the resilience of Sangeeta and Sesa was definitely a talking point in this first half. But for now, it's 1-0 to Gokulam Kerala. Sesa Football Academy will need to come back from behind if they're to get anything from this one. Let's take a look at the highlights of the first 45. It was all about one woman, Sangeeta, first claim for her. Then a header came in, didn't really test her that time. MUAJ's handball before it went towards goal. A header from Priyadarshini, which was wide. She's had a few chances. Amrita was stopped in her tracks there by Menaka's challenge, and then Priyadarshini steamed into Sangeeta, who had to go off, get stitches, and come back. MUHJ set this up. Muskan's shot was over the top. Then MUHJ with a really nice turn. She started dropping deeper and playing like a false nine, and that's where things changed for Gokulam Kerala. Good save for Sangeeta after Priyadarshini's shot. Second time of asking, similar, but the finishes had to be better there from Priyadarshini. Muskan with a shot, decent attempt from distance, and then Asam Roja Devi, after a really well worked goal, finished it for Gokulam Kerala. And that is the goal that separates the two teams at half time at East Bengal ground. It's 1-0 to Gokulam Kerala, as we'll go into a bit of a breather and join us after that for the second half. So there we go. It's time for the second half. Sesa Football Academy trailing by a goal to nil, looking for a shot early in this second 45. They've been a lot better in terms of the defensive sense of things, but need to attack a lot more. Need to attack in numbers as compared to what they've been doing, mostly moving forward with just one or two players, and that is not going to help. On the other hand, Gokulam Kerala have moved forward as a team, and that's where the difference has been. There's Bertha. And again, smashed up field. It's a decent clearance. Muskan gives it away though to Jivanti. Not the best in possession again there, Sesa. But they have another chance. Amruta plays it back. And hopefully at half time they would have had a bit of a discussion as to how to move forward a little better. Aside from Goa. That's more like it. Played around the corner. And kept alive there by Maureen. Actually not. It was more like a pass to herself rather than a knock around the corner. That is awkward. Chance now for Sesa. And it hits the crossbar. Suddenly dipping. Melody for a second thought was going over, but she had it covered. And that is a big chance. For a second, I thought the shot was a little too early. It was on the frame of goal. And that's the best opportunity that Sesa have had all morning. Asam Roja looks for the ball towards Muej. Almost gets it from Muskan as well. Menaka. And now Muskan. Who gets it back. Plays it towards the left hand side. This is a decent move. Shot is well saved. It is a change. So Anshika is the goalkeeper who has come on. I don't think they want to risk Sangeeta. Because it's a head injury, might have been feeling slightly heavy. And this was the shot. And Lakshmi Priya in fact it was Janvi who took the shot and was actually thinking that it was going over, and then it suddenly dipped. Well, Remy thought it came off her. Rather, it was her way, but it did come off her. So, it will be a Sesa throw. They've taken it well. Looking a lot more composed on the ball as compared to that first phase, that's for sure. Sure, a lot of hard work has gone into it. She almost makes a hash of it there. There's Phoebe. Menaka. Asam Roja. It's her goal that separates the two. There's Phoebe. Dinks it over. Janvi's everywhere at the moment. One of the impressive players of Sesa in that first phase. Carrying on her form in the second one. Speaking of impressive, it's been a really good show from Muej. Using the physicality and the game sense. The positional awareness of hers and knowing where her players are. Once again looking to play it through for Muskan. Looking for the dink towards the right hand side. Doesn't find it. That's good work from Sorel. A midfielder from Cameroon. Gets it back. Ball out was the call. Sesa didn't clear it. They have one player less to defend this. Muej plays it through for Asam Roja. It's the same combination which got them the first goal. Keeping the ball well here, Gokulam, Kerala. Muej plays it through. Muskan couldn't wrap her foot around it. Couldn't get the angle towards that bottom left corner which she was looking for, but a really good move. This is going to be a big 45 minutes for Anshika. And now she could be brought into action first time of asking, but the shot was over from Muej, who got her first proper chance of this second half, and she squandered it. This was the one before. Now what an opportunity for the skipper to give her side a 2-goal lead. Here's Muskan Suba. I think she was looking for the pass or shot, not too sure. Didn't hit it with enough power, but not enough accuracy for the pass either. That collection will do Anshika a lot of good. She did well actually to just keep herself in the right position and force MUAJ to do something different. Here's Muskan, they're opening it up nicely here. And the pass was just a little too heavy for MUAJ. Sulekha Kanhar has come on for Sesa Football Academy. And Bertha Mehta is struggling at the moment. Gone down for the second time in 8 minutes. Remy with the throw. MUAJ. Asam Roja. Muskan, I think, went for a bicycle kick. That's a good block. Gokulam Kerala still have it. I think Muskan just nicked it off one of our players there. Here she is again. Oh, good ball. MUAJ held her run. But the idea was right for Muskan. Who is doing really well in this game as it's progressing. That's what you want from your players if you're a coach, if you're a spectator. It should always be an ascension. Oh, that's a mistake from Payal. MUAJ to make it two. Great save from Anshika. Slightly towards her, but still a great save nonetheless. Payal with a big mistake. MUAJ should have finished that. Towards the right of Anshika was, I wouldn't say open, but was there to slot it into. The Nigerian has missed a couple of really good chances to put her side 2 or maybe even 3 goals clear. Minaka with the corner. Decent header there from Sorel. So 11 minutes played, it's still 1-0 to Gokulam Kerala. It's a decent ball towards Maureen, who goes for the cross herself. There's nobody there. And it looks like it's going to be curtains for Bertha Omita. She's quite upset, but it's an injury she won't want to push. She's gone down a few times and now visibly upset. So the second injury for Sesa Football Academy. They already lost out on their goalkeeper and now one of their best players, if not best, in the form of Bertha. Chance to shoot again from Janvi this time. Doesn't really test Melody. Asamroja Devi already with 2 goals in the campaign, getting her third today. And this is good pace. Almost setting it up there for MUHA. Looks like Sarjida Khatun is also on for Sesa Football Academy. So a few changes for them. A couple forced ones as well. MUHA does well, but that's a good pickup. Moving the ball nicely here. Maureen. It's a loan though. Every time she's got to take on the players alone. Arpita comes on for Bertha. That's the change we were expecting. So we wish her a speedy recovery as well. Bertha and Sangeeta both. Cleared away before MUH could get there. Haven't seen too much of Anilia Barreto today. The number 10 from Sesa. One of the goal scorers for Sesa. In fact, in the last game they played versus Kickstart was her. Just the 4 goals for them so far. In the campaign, they would love one more today at least. Amruta Nayak scoring versus Garhwal in that first game, which they lost 3-1 as well. There's Muskan looking for the turn. And that is upsetting to the coach for sure. And also without Diana Antwi, who did score in the 6-1 loss versus Nita FA. And that'll be a foul. So 30 minutes to play. It's still Gokulam Kerala's game for the taking. But as I said, Sesa need a goal which has eluded them so far. But it could come any time. As Payal plays it. Decent delivery there from Simran, has to be cleared by Phoebe. And now on the break, they have a chance. And Vijay's ball towards Muskan was almost a brilliant one. The flick was definitely on the cards. It looks like Phoebe has got a bit of a injury to the nose. So good work up front from Muskan and MUAJ. Muskan scoring in that 1-1 draw versus Sethu back in the first phase. And I mentioned about Assam Roja. She scored in the 1-0 win versus Kickstart. And Shilji Shaji is also part of the goal scorers. She scored versus Garhwal United in a 1-1 draw, but she's on the bench. Hasn't come on just yet. That's given away. This is a chance for Sesa. Simran plays the ball through, but there was nobody there. Got to be slightly better with the ball. The woman in blue. A bit of a push there. In fact, Shilji Saji has come on. I think for Priya Darshani, who was playing on the left wing. Smashed upfield by Seema. That could be a throw in for Sesa. Well kept in by Asam Roja. That is a really good 1-2. Don't think it went out. Now it does. It will be a Gokulam Kerala ball after all that. This would be a big win for Gokulam Kerala if they can get it done and dusted. Here's Muskan. Sets it up for Asam Roja, but then cleared away by Sulekha. And offside called. So good saves from Anshika. They never called upon so far. So as I was saying, a win today for Gokulam Kerala will take them to 10 points above Garhwal and Sri Bhumi for the time being. And on the other hand, it is Kickstart FC who have taken the lead versus Nita FA in that particular game. So that will also be a good win for them if they can see it through. Really open up the table. 50-50 ball here won by Asim Roja. Chance now on the counter. They're asking for handball. No, says the ref. She was in a good position. Good run from Shilji. Oh, that was close. I think that should have been a handball. Tough angle, of course, for the referee. Now another chance for Gokulam Kerala. Muskan sets it up over the top. So that was surely a handball opportunity or penalty opportunity. Those ones are often given, especially if you've been watching the UEFA Champions League. There have been a few penalties handed out for similar handballs. But either way, of course, very tough to call first time of asking. You never know what the view is for the referee, whether there is a body in the way, the angles at which they're seeing it. But either way, they've got to play on here. That could have been a chance for Sesa. And now they give the ball away there. Menaka, she tries to win it back. She does well to win it back actually. Remy plays it back. Menaka again, this time doesn't take any chances. Plays it towards Phoebe. who looks fine after that hit to the nose. MVJ loses possession this time. Arpita Pednikar is also on. Quite a few subs made for Sesa. MVJ, awkward one but dealt with well by the Sesa defense. Shubhangi, who's been really good moving forward. In control of the game here, Gokulam Kerala, in terms of the scoreline and the tempo and the possession. And the place on the table as well. Tirtha. Nice ball. Menaka couldn't get there because of a slight touch from a blue shirt. Remy and Asim Roja trying to be a little too precise there. Payal has a chance to play it through. Can't get it towards Maureen. Good pressure from Sesa up the field. But once that's broken, this is what happens. There's a lot of space for MUAJ and the rest to move forward. And here comes the likes of Shilji. Great pace from her. Good shot, but saved well by Anshika. And on the second time of asking, could have played it towards Muskan, but didn't. Big save again from Anshika. But the angle was always for the keeper rather than against her. But super pace from Shilji. That's what she can do. Got Shilji and Priyadarshini playing one half each. What else would you like? Here she is again. Oh, she lets it go out of play. The coach is not too happy with that. But anyway, 20 minutes to play. Asking them to stay high up the field. Trying to keep it in play. But in these 20 minutes, Sesa, of course, would prefer not to concede, and then you never know, they could get a goal out of somewhere. Gokulam Kerala will feel the nerves though. And Maureen plays it into space. Melody does really well to come out early and clear. Sesa with the throw. Oh, that's a good turn, and now the pass almost towards MUAJ, which would have worked well for her. Another long ball attempted by Remy this time. Anshika comes for it and does well. So exactly what Melody did, she does on the other side. Reading the game really well, the goalkeepers, not only of these two teams but in general. Realize that the defenses are playing a slightly higher line. So when that's happening, you've got to be prepared to come out early and either claim the ball or clear it away. That's a decent ball through. Shilji will keep it in. Muskan is there. Played back towards Sorel. Opens it up for herself and then plays it actually towards Menaka. There are too many players to take a shot. Amireche puts a bit too much on that, but kept alive by Asam Roja. Remy, oh, that's a beautiful turn. Chance to cross now towards the second post. Shilji should keep it alive. Sorel is on the edge of the area if she wants to play it there. Muskan leaves it for Sorel. The shot is easy to be taken there by Anshika. Smashes it upfield. That was a good move from Gokulam Kerala. If only the pass was meant for Sorel. It was actually meant for Muskan, but she left it alone. It's often better when it's for the other person, but you just use yourself as a decoy because there wasn't enough pace on it at that point. Amireja with a beautiful switch of play towards Asam Roja, who plays it through. Remy comes through. There's a bit of a push there, but not a penalty for sure. She didn't take the shot. She went for the pass herself towards Menaka, who just wasn't in the right space. That's a great challenge. Amireja stays down. It was quite painful. Oh, and they haven't put the ball out. That's a foul. That could be a yellow card. Stopping a counter-attacking chance, and Sorel will go into the book. And she brings down Sulekha. Easy call for the ref there. And Regia is the next player on for Gokulam Kerala. Not sure who she's coming on for actually. Samuel just stays down. Is it the knee that is hurting? Or is it the hamstring? So she's still getting a bit of treatment. And that's where we'll move into the cooling break with 15 minutes to go. So the final few words before we will move into the final few minutes of this one.
Sesa लिया आया उसका
99 yes yes you have the line
The pile gets us underway. It's a decent one, almost fell towards a blue shirt there. Jivanti could have had a shot if it fell towards her. Muskan making the run. Regia showing her pace, but this time couldn't keep it in play. Great fitness levels from the women, especially first came back in the season after a long break, 3 months basically. So 13 minutes plus a bit of added time to play. Can Sesa pull one back? That's a decent delivery. A lot defending from Tirtha, but You can sense that Gokulam Kerala are slightly nervy at the back. They don't want to concede now. That'll be catastrophic for them. And they've had a few chances and haven't scored, and that usually will make you feel a little bit more nervous. Another shot. Melody with a good catch. Technically very sound goalkeeper. MUHA, who's been really good at that false nine. She plays it towards Shilji, who can play it to Regia first time if she wants to. Takes a touch, cuts inside. Now sets it up for a shot for MUHA again. This is a brilliant move by Gokulam Kerala, and it has been finished off by the skipper, who finally hits the back of the net after a few chances. But this one was started by her and then set up again by Shilji. And that is the end of the game, I'm sure. A couple of goals for Gokulam Kerala. And they've been a couple of notches ahead of Sesa Football Academy. MUAJ might have missed a few good chances, but look at that touch to get her away from everybody. Then opens up the angle and slots it through Anshika, who had no chance. Beautiful touch to get past few of the players. And then slots it home. Still in a bit of pain, so she might come off for the last few minutes. And again, that hold-up play which started it all, played it towards Shilji on the left, who held it up herself and then set it up for MUAJ. Two really good.
You have one more.
10 minutes left. Unfortunately, Fanchita, she also concedes, but sometimes you don't really have much to do about those sorts of goals. A good goal is a good goal. You've got to just pick yourself up and move forward. So Alina will come on next in place of MUAJ, a defender on for a striker, which shows that it's time to put the game to bed. MUAJ will be really happy with that goal, and it's been a superb performance from her. Setting up the first goal, scoring the second. Let's take another look at it. There, that touch to get away from three of the players, and then the composure to finish after she's missed a couple of good chances. That shows her quality up top. And the link-up play, ever since she dropped deep into that false nine position, has been brilliant to watch. Here's Regia, who can move forward herself. This is good pace, gets past another defender, keeps going. Has a pass on the left-hand side. She's not used it actually. And then the shot comes in from Sorel. But Regia had a nice opportunity on the left-hand side to play it. Didn't go for it. Jivanti will come off after a good game. She's replaced by Fatima Braganza. We've got some pacey players have Gokulam Kerala. Hasam Roja Devi, Priyadarshani, Shilji, Regia who's come on now. Muskan, of course. Can't forget her. She's had a good game. She gets a 1-2. Doesn't get it back actually from Shilji. So clean sheet, that's what Gokulam Kerala will be aiming for now in the last few minutes of the game. Of course, a third goal would be great. And speaking of pace, even Remy Thokchom is very good. She wins it back, looks for the turn, doesn't get it. Fatima plays it through, that's a good ball. Maurice holds it up. Dinked over. And Maurice was looking for the runner to help her. Wasn't really making the run though, her teammate. Janvi, who has been everywhere. Looks for the nutmeg pass there. Fatima doesn't get it. Regia was looking for a run, didn't get it, and that's why went for the dribble. Ball upfield. That's a good header, otherwise it could have fallen towards Maurice, who almost gets it again but cleared away by Phoebe. Regia thought it would be her way, but not to be. Played towards the left hand side. The cross from the left foot of Arpita just didn't have enough height on it. That'll be a foul towards Gokulam Kerala. So in the afternoon matches, we've got East Bengal taking on Sethu and Sri Bhumi taking on Garhwal United. You can catch me on the mic for the first one at East Bengal ground. So Phoebe takes the captain's armband now. But Menaka still on. Another ball through. This is a decent chance for Shilji. Tries to set it up. Anshika will get there. Could have maybe cut inside. Muskan plays it through here. Shilji again. Regia's there. If she wants to cross it, she goes for the shot herself and finishes it. That's the third for Gokulam Kerala. Muskan with the setup, and the celebrations continue for the Malabarians. Shilji Shaji with another goal in the campaign. And it was well deserved. What a second half she's had down that left wing. Bursting through the defense. And Anshika will be disappointed. A couple of goals conceded by her, but not much she could do. And Raman Vijayan will be delighted with that finish. That's the sort of finish he would have produced in his playing days. What an angle to score from, actually. The more you see it. And Gokulam Kerala have been superb moving forward, and these 3 goals are testament to that. And not much that Sesa could do. They're moving so nicely, passing into space, using the pace, finishing well. Look at this run now from Shubhangi herself. Gets stopped. She's also been running a lot. She's also very quick. It's been a real team effort from Gokulam Kerala, but there will be positives from Sesa's point of view. There are a few negatives also in terms of injuries with Berta and Sangeeta, both off injured. And they held Gokulam Kerala for quite some time. They hit the post also thanks to a shot from Janvi Kishan. Yes, Rajia. Oh, that is beautifully done. Great turn of speed. Cross. Spilled by Anshika, but second time she scored it.
মিডফিল্ডেও তো তুমি দেখলে না, তাহলে তুমি বলো কত, বলো তুমি কত। इसका 2 और लेफ्ट।
Eventually a decent claim by Anshika. Not easy to grasp those first time it comes to you. So Menaka is off. Priyanka makes way. Menaka with a really good game in the midfield, just dictating things.
বলছি তো, তো তোমাকে তো বলছি, আমি তো দিয়েছি তো একটা না। তোমাকে কখন থেকে এটা বলছি?
Chilchi with another turn. Bombs down. Cuts inside. Keeps going. Chance for a second for Shilji. Went towards the first post rather than the second. 5 minutes of added time. And 5 minutes for Sesa to try and keep it to 3 and not 4. Because Shilji is on a mission. It opened up. But she still wanted to go towards the first post. Fantastic play from her. Really so enjoyable watching the IWL. And a pleasure to be able to call it. All the action on the Indian Football YouTube channel. You can watch the matches live and even watch it back later. This is good pace. But then she loses out. And that's Fatima, the youngster. And Phoebe, on the other hand, using all her experience and slowing the game down and looking to lead Gokulam Kerala to another 3 points. Which will be just their second of the season. Now the ball over the top this time doesn't work. So Sheila comes on from Amruta Nayak. Was that a decent game as well? So just a few more minutes for Gokulam Kerala. And this is a really good start for them to phase 2. And it'll only be the third clean sheet of the campaign. 1-0 win versus Kickstart. 0-0 draw versus Sesa. And then this one, if they can go a few more minutes without conceding. That was a little too hard for Ejia, who should have been ready for the pass though. Bit of a mistake and then crossed. But nicely taken down there by Shubhangi, and she tucked inside also, sensing that the ball was towards the right wing. Simran, the skipper. That's an awkward one. It could fall to Muskan, who takes it nicely. Shilji has Muskan. Took too long to play it back to her. Needed to be first time. And Muskan is a little disappointed. She played Shilji through for her goal. I think she deserves one here, Muskan. She's had a really solid game. 1-2 and she was through on goal. And Shilji wanted to play the pass but a little too late. Decent ball there. And cleared away. So Sesa will get one chance to pull one back before the end of the game. Maureen, who has fought really hard to try and conjure something, gets the ball here. Cuts inside. Not enough space and time there for Arpita. Regia plays it through. 95 minutes have been played. Referee takes a look at her watch and decides that is that. 3 goals, 3 points. And an emphatic victory for Gokulam Kerala over Sesa Football Academy, who still look for that elusive first win. Phase 2 hopefully will be kinder to them as compared to Phase 1. But Gokulam Kerala and Raman Vijayan side are unfazed as they pick up their second win of the season, and the former champs of the IWL will want to carry on this form in the second phase because they'll feel that's where they belong, closer to the top of the table. Lots of work to be done for Sesa, but they have improved since that first phase, and hopefully a few results for them will be on the cards. And on the other hand, it was a 1-1 draw for Nita Football Academy and Kickstart FC. So the points shared there. Let's take a look at the highlights. Started off with a few good saves from the likes of Sangeeta. This was a handball against MVJ. That header from Priyadarshini wide. A challenge from Minaka to bring down Bertha. And this was a bit of a turning point in the game. A knee to the head of Sangeeta. She came back and played the rest of the half. The chance for Muskan, which was hit over the top. MVJ with some good link-up play. She set up Priyadarshini, whose shot was saved well by Sangeeta. And then again, a similar shot and similar result. Muskan with a shot from distance, which was saved again by Sangeeta, who was all patched up by then. And then Assam Roja Devi gets her third of the season, lofts it over Sangeeta, who was helpless. But it was a well worked move from the middle of the pitch by MUAJ. Then in the second half, there was a change in goalkeepers. Anshika came on for Sesa Football Academy, but the chance of the game for Sesa, Janvi's shot, which just about dipped and hit the crossbar. Chances galore for Gokulam Kerala in the second half. MUAJ kept going. She created a good chance, but that was a really good save by Anshika. Then Shilja came in and started off. That was a big shout for handball. Shilji, I beg your pardon. Another save from Anshika as Shilji tried to get her goal of the game. This is a yellow card, a tactical foul from Sorel. And this was the second goal of the game. MUAJ skipping past a couple of players, placing it past the keeper after set up by Shilji Shaji. Really well taken goal to make it 2 for Gokulam Kerala. Then Shilji from the left hand side finishing one past Anshika. Tidy finish from an acute angle. And that was that for Gokulam Kerala. Easy pickings eventually. Muskan with the setup. Shilji almost got a second for herself, adding to the goal and the assist. But at the end of the 90, it's Gokulam Kerala 3, Sesa Football Academy 0 at the East Bengal ground. And Gokulam Kerala will take the 3 points home. So that's the next match for you in the Indian Women's League. We'll be live from the East Bengal ground at 3 p.m. this afternoon on the Indian Football YouTube channel. Coverage starts at around 2:50. So catch us for that as East Bengal take on Setu FC. That's a big one, a top of the table clash. But for now, this is Liam signing off. See you in the next one.